thank you so much, and welcome to our show. And I can't tell you, I've got a bit of a thick head today, I can tell you, yeah. Well, last night we had a bit of a party, and I had one of these cocktails, you know, a bottle of gin, bottle of whiskey, bottle of vodka, a bottle of brandy, and I drank it with a feather duster in my hand. Didn't do much for the drink, but it gave me something to do while I was up on the ceiling. But later on we'll meet Mr. Tom Jones, who's come all the way from America to pull a cracker, and she's sitting on the third row over there. Meanwhile, however, it's on with the show, and first tonight we meet our Christmas jokers. And the first joker to bore us to tears tonight is waiting in the side. Here he is, the Left Honourable Michael Foot.
Now, before we start, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, I see, it's novelty night.
No, it's not. Thing is, I am not an amateur comedian. I'm a semi-professional.
Yes, I know, I've heard your speeches. Well, go on then, tell your gag.
Tony Benn dies and goes up to heaven and walks through the golden gates.
Yeah.
And he sees God sitting in a beautiful chair.
Yeah.
So God asked Tony Benn what he did when he was alive.
Yeah.
Which is what we all do in the House of Commons.
Get on with it. Get on with it.
Oh, dear, sorry. Anyway, Tony said, when I was on Earth, I was a good man. I served my constituency in Bristol for many years. I served in 2 governments. And I was of great service to my country. God said, well, you seem like a good man. You can sit on my left side.
Yes, that would be that side.
Ted Heath dies, goes up to heaven, and God makes the same inquiries. Heath says,
well, when I was on Earth, I was a good man. I, too, served in 2 governments, and I was Prime Minister. And not only that, I conduct carols every Christmas and raise money for charity.
Nothing like it.
God, you seem like a good man, Mr. Heath. You can sit on my right side.
Which is the other side from the left.
Harold Wilson dies. He goes up to heaven, and he looks at the 3 of them sitting there, looks straight at God and says, hey, you're sitting in my chair. Well, laugh! Laugh, you nasty Tories or whatever you are.
Don't worry, love, it's very good. But personally, I think you're a lot funnier in the House of Commons. But let's have our next joker, please, Enoch Powell. Hello, Enoch. Now, we want to hear your gag.
I was going to do my favourite political joke, but I'm afraid he's just been on.
Very funny, Enoch. Now, go on, tell your joke.
Well, a man goes into a pub and orders a pint of bitter and a meat pie.
Yeah.
He drinks the beer, puts the meat pie in his head, and walks out.
Yeah.
The landlord looks extremely puzzled. The following night, the same man goes into the same pub, orders a pint of bitter and a meat pie, drinks the beer, puts the meat pie in his head, walks out.
Yeah.
Landlord thinks, hello, funny.
Very good, very good.
He thinks if he comes in again, I'll fix him.
Yes.
However, the following night, the same man goes into the pub again.
Yeah,
same
pub.
thing.
Yeah.
Pint of bitter, and can I have a meat pie?
Yeah,
The landlord says, the landlord says, we haven't any meat pie? He said, all right, give me a packet of crisps.
Crisps, yeah, but like...
Man drinks the beer, puts the crisps on his head. Landlord says, you've puzzled me this last couple of nights. I've got to ask you, what are you doing with those crisps on your head? And the man says, well, you haven't got any meat pies, have you?
Well, what about that? Thank you, Enoch. Don't ever lie down. It's the only way. And now our next joker, and it's going to be uphill from now because it is, in fact, Sir Harold Wilson.
Fell in love with Mary from the dairy. All right, lady? How do you want them tonight? Out of the blue book or out of the white book? Now, here's a funny story. This is a funny story. Things are going to liven up now I'm on.
May I say, Sir Harold, it's a great honour and privilege to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. You said that just as I wrote it.
All right, Sir Harold, and what's your joke about?
Well, it's about 2.5 minutes. Oh, Mary, come and look at it. I'm laughing, you see, because I've heard this joke before. And it's very funny, is this?
Yes, but get on with it.
There were these two pensioners, and they decided to spend their Christmas bonus on a second honeymoon. So they booked the same hotel.
Yeah,
the same place they spent their first honeymoon 30 years previous. And as they were getting into bed that night, the wife said, "Do you remember all those years ago, you were so keen, you hardly gave me time to take my stockings off?"
Yeah.
The husband said, "Don't worry, tonight you'll have time to knit yourself a pair." Now, there's a funny story. That is a funny story. All right, lady? You like that one, lady? I'll have to go, Bruce. I'm doing Wednesday at 8.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sir Harold. Wasn't he good? He really was. But now it's disco time, and time to find our disco champion of the week. So over to the dancers to meet contestant number 1, and here he is, our first contestant, the Rochdale rocker, Cyril Smith.
How are you? No, I'm not one of that pop group show waddly. It's me, Cyril. They say this dancing exercises every part of the body. I'll have to take their word for it. They're parts of my body I haven't seen for years.
Very good, Cyril. Yeah, mind you, it's very warm in here, isn't it? I haven't seen so much hot fat flying about since the local chip shop caught fire. Anyway, it's contestant number 2, Patrick Moore, or as we like to call him, the Milky Way Kid.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this sort of thing, delightful though it is to be surrounded by these heavenly bodies. But I shall have to be very careful, or I could end up on my Aurora or my Borealis.